Hello students, welcome to Avision SSC Bank Exams. I'm Sneha ma'am and today I'm back with again a new topic for you to help you prepare in English for your SSC and other exams which you're opting for. Today we will be learning about pronouns. Today we will be studying pronouns, but only the personal pronouns I'll be talking about today because pronouns are a very big topic and there are various types of pronouns which we need to discuss and their uses, the various kinds of sentences where we will be studying them with the help of examples. So if you haven't yet watched the previous videos, please scroll down and watch them. I've finished videos on verbs, tenses, nouns and numbers, adjectives and everything, comparisons, and today it's our turn to study personal pronouns. So without wasting much time, let us get started off. So I'll be explaining what are pronouns first, and then we'll be coming to personal pronouns. So pronouns are used in place of noun, in a sentence. If you haven't yet watched my video on the introduction of various parts of speech, please go and watch that. There I have tried to give you intro about the various functions of nouns, verbs, adjectives and everything. So for that you need to know what are nouns. Nouns are the words in the sentence, common noun, proper noun, which refer to the names of things, people, persons. But in a sentence, you can't be using nouns everywhere. You can't repeatedly use the noun in the sentence. For example, take a sentence like Ram is absent today because Ram is ill. Ram wakes up at 8 o'clock in the morning. Ram goes to school. How weird it sounds, right? So it sounds really weird. And so in place of Ram, is there any other word which we can use to make it sound good? So yes, that is he. In the next sentence I've written Ram is absent because he is ill. So he is been used in the place of the second Ram. The second Ram, because Ram is ill. So here we have written because he is ill, and the meaning is the same, but it sounds really good. So he is the personal pronoun over here. There are many kinds of pronouns. Their uses are different. Today we are using only personal pronouns. So see these random examples. I went to the market. She went to office. They went to Raja's wedding. The horse fell and broke its leg. So I, she, they, it, everything, he, all these are examples of pronouns, but they are personal pronouns. Now, what do you mean by personal pronouns? Personal pronouns are the one which stand for the three persons. In grammar, you have three kinds of persons, right? And what are they? They are first, second, and third person in the sentences. Later, we have many examples, but now here it's written that the person speaking in a sentence, the one who speaks or who is the active doer of the action, the one who speaks, is the first person. Like here, I'm speaking to you, I'm taking the class. So I is the person who is speaking, and I is the first person. I is used for singular and we is used for plural. We is the plural form of first person. I and we. The person I am speaking to, that is you. That is the students. That is you. If suppose I would be taking class in the classroom and I was speaking to one of my students, I would be referring to them as, I hope you have understood. So this you, who is this person? You, this person whom I am speaking to, who is being spoken to. This you is the second person, and the person whom about I am speaking of, suppose I am talking about another student to one of my students that, I think Ram is not studying properly. or Ram is ill, that is why he cannot prepare for his exams. So this other person about whom I am speaking is the third person. So I say that Ram is ill. He might not be present in my class. So this he is the person, is the third person. He or she or they. They is used for plural. And these are the three kinds of persons. And the pronouns which we have to place in the place to denote this first, second, and third person are called personal pronouns because they are used for personal use. They denote the three persons, first, second, and third. Okay. Now we will study the three cases of pronouns. See, in a sentence, there are various cases because I was the one who cooked for everyone. Take an example that I was the one who cooked for everyone. And take another example. John treated me with Chinese cuisine last night. So in this sentence, in the first sentence, what was the pronoun? Okay, let me take a pen. Okay. In the first sentence, it was I, which was the pronoun, right? I was the one who cooked for everyone. And in the second sentence, the pronoun is me. John treated me with Chinese cuisine last night. See, but both of them are pronouns. But what are the cases? Why are we using I and me and not the other way around? Because in the first sentence, which I said, both are first person. It's not that the second thing is the second person. Both are first person, but why are they different? Because the first one is in the subjective case, that is the subjective or nominative case, or you can say that here the pronoun is the subject or the active doer of action. I am the one who is actively doing the function. I am the subject in this sentence, right? If you study subject and predicate, which we will be dealing with later, I is the subject and this entire portion is the predicate. This is the P and this is S. Or if you can't remember subject and predicate, you can understand this in this way, that here in this sentence that I was the one who cooked for everyone, it denotes what? That I am the active performer of this action of cooking. I am the one who is doing it. The doer of the action is always the subjective case, the one who is the subject in the sentence. The next example is, it is we who helped the poor boy. It is we who helped the poor boy. So who is the doer of the action, or who is the one helping the poor boy? We. So this is the subjective nominative or nominative. In some books you will find nominative, in some books subjective. So I've mentioned both the names, but remember, try to remember it with the subjective name because it is related to the subject. The person or the pronoun who is acting as the subject or the doer of the action. In the second sentence, who is the doer of the action? It is we who helped the poor boy. But in the next one, which is said, John treated me. So can you understand that even if both are first person, the case is different? Here in this sentence, I am not the subject. I am not the doer of the action. But who is the doer? It is John. It is John who is the subject. But what is me then? Me, I am the object. In this sentence, I am the object and not the doer. I am the receiver of the action. I am being treated. Being treated. I am the object. I receive the action. The subject always performs the action and the object receives the action. It is related to active and passive also. So the one who is the active doer of the action is the subjective case. That means I and we, I for singular and we for plural. And in the objective case, It is me because me is used as the passive receiver of action. Rahul invited all of us to his birthday party. See, us, because it is a plural. That means, yeah, our friends, gang, or anything. So that is more than one, that is plural. And we, here, us is the object. We are being the receiver of the action, the object, the receiver. We are receiving the action. We are not performing the action. Here, John is the subject. Here, Rahul is the subject. They are all performing, but we are the receiver of the action. That is why it is the objective case, and we are using me and us. So these uses have to be kept in mind, that the subjective case uses I and we, I in singular, we in plural. Objective case uses me and us in plural, me in singular. The third case is the possessive case. That is something else. Possessive case means something is in possession of the pronoun. I possess something, and that can be anything. That can be a book, a dress, property, anything. So in those sentences, it shows that the pronoun possesses anything, and that is something else, that is my or mine. That will be depending on the construction of the sentence, and our or ours. That is my dress. So in here, that is my dress. The pronoun is my. The person is first person. But why is my used? Because the dress is in my possession. I possess the dress. It is I who possess the dress. So it is used in the possessive case. The dress belongs to me. This property is ours. So we are in possession of this property. He is our neighbor. So belongs to. The sense of belonging or possession is related to the possessive case. Belonging. I have written in the PPT belong. So who does he belong to? So he belongs to us. He is our neighbor. Whose neighbor is he? He is our neighbor. So our is the pronoun. Ours. This property is ours. Whose is the property? Ours is the property. We own the property. The property belongs to us. We possess the property. Who possesses the dress? I possess. So that is my dress. Here in these sentences, it shows that something is in possession of the pronoun, and that is why this is the possessive case. Subjective case, we are the active performer of the action, I and we. Objective case, we receive the action. We are at the receiving end. We are the passive receiver. We do not perform there. We are the ones on whom the action is acted upon. John treated me. So the doer is John. I have got treated upon. Rahul invited all of us. So the performer was Rahul, and we got treated upon. We got invited upon. We were the receiver of the action. That is why that is the objective case, and the use of me and us. Me in singular, us in plural. Possessive case shows we possess something. Something is in our possession. My dress, mine. That dress is mine. So here, because of the construction of the sentence, we can't write that dress is my. So we will write that dress is mine. That is my dress. The sense is the same. It belongs to me. This property is ours. This property belongs to us. We possess it. He is our neighbor. So whom does he belong to? He belongs to us. Okay. Now we're coming to the second person. Same thing in the subjective or nominative. If it is the active doer of action, that is simply you. You helped me a lot. You are the one who cooked for everyone. I've tried using the same example so it could be better for you to understand. In the subjective case, for first person, I've used I was the one who cooked for everyone. Here I've used you were the one who cooked for everyone. So, you. So, here you is the active doer of action. Second comes the same objective, and here also it uses you, no difference, receiver of action. Raja invited you to his birthday party. Although the form does not change for second person, it's you in both the cases, subjective and objective. Even if you perform the action and you get acted upon, we use you only. Raja invited you, you are the one, both uses you. But in the third case, that is the possessive case, having or showing possession, belonging, anything that is yours. This book is yours. That means what? Who does this book belong to, or who possesses the book? You possess the book. So this book is yours. Yours is the possessive case of second person. In the third person, we are coming to the third person now. Subjective or nominative, that is the doer, is he or she, it and they. They is used for plural, he, she and it for singular. He, she and it for singular. I've written in the PPT, you can copy it, singular, and they is plural. Active doer of the action. He or she is the one who cooked for everyone. So who is the doer of the action? Who is the subject? He or she. Here is the book. Take it away. So directly. So who is the doer of the action? The book is there. We are denoting the book. We have used it to denote that. It is they who cooked for everyone. See? They. So who have acted upon? Who did the action? They did the action. They are in the subjective case. He, she and they. We will be talking about it a little later. Now let us concentrate on the personal pronouns now. Objective and accusative, that is the receiver of action at the receiving end, is him or her, depending on the gender, and they. Raja invited him to the party. Raja invited her to the party. Raja invited them to the party. So they are getting acted upon. They are the receiver of the action. That is why we have used the objective case, that is him, his and they. The first is he, she, they. The second is him, her, they. And the last is the possessive case. Again, as I have said, possessive case means it shows the pronoun possesses something. Something is in possession of the pronoun. So that is his or hers. We usually say this is his dress. This coat belongs to. But when we say this coat belongs to him, we are using him. This coat belongs to him. But this coat is his. So directly we are saying that this coat is in his possession. This is his book. This is her book. This is their book. Anything, the meaning is same. This property is theirs, or that house is theirs. So who are in possession of that house? They are theirs. There is in the possession. They are in the possession. Denotes that the pronoun possesses something. That is why the possessive case. And the possessive case forms are his, hers, theirs or their, depending on the sentence. Subjective is he, she, they. Objective is him, her, they. Possessive case is his, hers or theirs. Now we coming to the uses of it, because it seems to be a little different kind of a pronoun. There are various kinds of sentences where we use it. So where do we use it? The first instance and the usual instance is non-living things. There is the book, give it to me. So here we cannot say, as I have said, that repeating the noun it makes the sentence sound weird. We cannot say there is the book, give the book to me. Why to make use of the noun repeatedly when we can use a simple pronoun to denote it? So it directly denotes the book. It is the book. And since it is a non-living entity, we have used it. His, her, they all are related to living things, and it is directly related to non-living things. The baby was playing with a toy and then it broke. So we are denoting the toy with it. Toy is the non-living thing which broke. So the baby was playing with a toy and then it broke. Again, we also use it for living beings also. It's not that we don't use, but that is limited to animals and babies, and only if we do not want to specify the gender, because he, she is related to gender, but it does not specify the gender. When we talk about babies, if we don't want to mention the gender of the baby, or of animals also, or even today there are many cases because we don't want to specify the gender, so we use it. I have got a new dog and it is very cute. See, here we cannot understand that whether it's a he or she dog, right? If we want to specify, then we will be using he or she, but directly if we don't want to mention the gender, so we use it. So who is the it over here? Dog is the it, even though it's a living being, simply because we don't want the gender to talk about or mention, we have used it. The horse fell off and broke its arm. Who is its? Its is the horse. Okay, its is the horse. So it's a living being totally, but we don't mention the gender over here. The baby spilled all its food. Okay, the baby spilled its food. And here we cannot understand what is the gender of the baby because we are not emphasizing on that. We are just saying that, okay, the baby spilled all its food. So who is its? The baby is the its. There are two large instances of using it, mainly for non-living things. Non-living things surely will be using it, and for living beings also, if we use it, only if we don't want to talk about the gender, we will be using that. And here comes the most important part of the pronoun, where we get confused whether to use it is me or it is I. Okay, it is you who started the argument. Okay, now you is a second person pronoun. Second, okay, let me write it. Second person pronoun. And what is the case? Subjective case, right? Yes, that is the subjective case, because you is the active doer of the action. They are performing the action, not at the receiving end. It is you who started the argument. Okay, for this it is clear, but now comes this part. Look at this sentence, because these are the places from where you get questions in the exam. It was me who was invited to the party. Why did not we use I in place of that? It was I who was invited. Because me and both are first person pronouns. So the person is the same. For both are first person pronouns, me and I. But why me? Why is the usage of me being done here? It was me who was invited to the party. It was I who was invited to the party. We are using me over here because we are at the receiving end of the action. See, we are in the passive case. We are in the accusative or objective case. That is the second case. We are not the performer of the action. We are getting invited upon. The action is being done upon us. Was invited. No, the action performed upon us. Passive receiver. I am the receiver of the action of invitation. So that is why we have used me. It could be another sentence like, take it. It is I. No, acha. If we have a sentence like, it is me who cooked for everyone. Or I'm just using the short form to make it quick and not having to waste time writing. It is me who cooked for everyone. Is it correct? You will be given questions like identify or improve the sentence from which part. A. This is A portion. This is B portion. This is this entire this is C, and this is D. This is the last portion. Where will be the improvement? Or even if it is an error detection question, which portion will be the error? And the last option will be no improvement. So you might think that, okay, this looks correct because here only there is an example. It was me who was invited to the party, and almost same example I have given over here. It is me who cooked for everyone. Is it same? No, both are not same. Look carefully in the first example. Here it was me who was invited to the party. We are the passive receiver of the action. I've told you. Me is the objective case because we are receiving the action. But here it is me who cooked for everyone. It is directly been told that I am the doer of the action. So it is wrong. Me is wrong. It will be I. It is I who cooked for everyone. Because we need it in the subjective case. We need it in the subjective case. We need a subjective case for who does the action, doer of the action. Who is the doer? I am the doer of the action. Cooked for everyone. Who cooked? But here it is written who was invited. So I am at the receiving end. I am the receiver of the action. That is why objective case. These are most of the common examples from pronouns which are asked in all exams. It was me, it was I. This confusion, subjective and objective. For this, you do not only have to clear the rules of pronoun, but also know cases of sentence, which I had discussed in the in this first person slide. 3 cases of pronoun. I'll just quickly repeat. The pronoun which acts as the subject or the active doer of action is the subjective or nominative case. The second is the one where the pronoun acts as the receiver of the action, passive end. Me and us. And subjective is I and we. I is active, me is objective. That is why it was me who was invited. I am receiving action, And here it is I who cooked, because directly we are telling that I did the action. I am the performer of the action. Okay. Here the use of it was to emphasize on the noun or pronoun. It is also used for emphasizing on the noun or pronoun. Like, it is you who started the argument. It naturally puts an emphasis on the next pronoun, that is you. It is I who cooked for everyone. It was me who was invited. Automatically, we are emphasizing the pronoun me, you, I. It was at Haldighati that the battle took place. See, it is emphasizing the noun, the proper noun of a place where the famous battle of Akbar took place, right? So it is also used for that. So most of the uses of it is related to what? Non-living things. Obviously they don't have life, so directly use it. For living beings also, if we use it, we don't specify the gender, right? And thirdly, for emphasizing on the pronoun and noun, and out of that, be clear about the subjective and objective use. It is me, it is I, whatever the sentence might be. You need to be sure of what case is it, and is the use of me and I correctly done in the sentence. I will be used for subjective case when I will be the performer of the action, and me will be used when something will be done upon me, upon me, upon the pronoun, the receiver, the at the receiving end of the action. So it is all about that, and to emphasize on the noun or pronoun. So personal pronouns are about all this, which we have mostly cleared. Basically, there are three persons. The person who is speaking is the first person. The person who is getting spoken to, that is you, is the second one. The person about whom we are speaking is the third. And there are three cases of pronoun which have various uses: I and we, subjective; me, us, objective; mine and ours. The last thing is the possessive case, where we show something in possession of the pronoun. Something in possession. Okay, that is my dress, that dress is mine, this property is ours, everything. Second person, you, does not change. Subjective and objective, for both we have you, and in possessive we have ours. Okay, if you want me to use the pen and mark it, you, both same for subjective and objective. Possessive, ours. Ours. Here in third person, he, doer. He, she, they are the doer of the action. Objective case, the one who receives, him, her, they does not change. Okay, they does not change in these, only him, he, she, her. And possessive, something is in possession of these person, so that is his or hers, sense of belonging, and theirs. Property is theirs, this book is his, this dress is hers, all these examples. So they show possession. Okay, I hope discussed a lot of examples, and the usual ones are the use of it is me and it is I. So I urge the students to go through a lot of examples which is of the same kind of subjective and objective. The case should also be clear regarding that. So in the next video we will also be talking about cases and try to see some more examples. Okay, for today then, thank you, and meet you in the next video where I'll be bringing pronouns. We will be continuing pronouns, the various kinds, with the help of examples for a few days now, and then we will move on to a next totally new topic. For these days we will be doing pronouns. Today we finished personal pronouns. The next day we'll be doing something else. Okay, thank you, students.